pink at the moment because of my hair. Everything. My watch got stained pink.
Oh.
Do you see that? Because I fell asleep on it the other day.
Whoops.
Everything is pink. Okay.
It's all good. Pink's a good color.
Everything is pink. So today, Katie, do you have any song? I cannot get Bed Chem by Sabrina Carpenter out of my head. Like, it's so good. I sing it all the time. Do you have a song that's like constantly running through your mind this week?
Lainey Wilson. I don't know which song. I feel like her album is just in my head.
Yeah. I have to make a formal apology to Sabrina Carpenter because the album is fucking fantastic, and I am so sorry. I don't know why I was hating. I thought that there was a lot more songs that I was just forgetting, which made it unmemorable, and I don't like the order of the album. When I put it on shuffle, it is like a fun, want to just listen to the whole thing over and over again. So my theory is it's in the wrong order.
I think also you were like, oh, it's such a short album, and it is 12 songs long, but it's only 36 minutes.
But it's only a 30, yeah. Like, so I can get through it overall pretty fast.
A lot of them are under 3 minutes.
Wow.
So that would be why.
The only songs I really have a problem with are Sharpest Tool and Juno. And I know everyone loves Juno. It's a fun song to listen to. I don't like the lyrics. I think the writing could have been better.
But okay.
Do you disagree?
I liked it.
I just didn't like it.
I don't know.
But it was more just a me thing.
Yeah. I also forgot about Counting Chickens by Lainey when I was talking about
I thought you were going to say, I was like, the song is called Slim Pickens, Katie.
No, Lainey. And for some reason, that one's not on Ultimate Guitar yet. And then I tried to find, like, there's a different site, and I think it was, like, AI doing it. And it was not the most accurate thing. And so I was like, I'm just going to have to wait for someone else to figure it out because I couldn't figure it out by myself with the limited inaccurate stuff I was
Is it really 12 songs though?
Yeah.
That's so weird. Sorry. Just to go back to that.
Lainey's is 14.
It just doesn't feel like it's a 12-hour.
And Lainey's is 51 minutes with only 2 more songs, if that tells you how short
Sabrina's songs are really short. I think that's what it is.
Then again, Bar and Baton Rouge is 5 minutes long, so there's that. But most of them are in the 3-minute range, just by comparison.
Yeah.
But yeah, Counting Chickens is fun. I don't know. I like it. It gives No One Needs to Know Shania Twain vibes lyrically. So
okay, I do not know that song.
Because I asked you when we were in Alabama which song I should do, and I was like that one or That Don't Impress Me Much, and you're like, you seemed confused. So I was like, oh, you don't know.
I don't know that song.
You don't know. It's the one that Avril Lavigne did when they did.
You
like
said that I think before, and I still didn't know
Shania
that song
thing honoring her or something. Okay, well, it's good. I like it. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay,
I guess that's the one. I need to pick a song to have in my head. Instead of just an entire album.
Yeah.
But yeah, should we say hello?
Hi, welcome to the Music Lens podcast with me, Alex Allegra.
And Katie V.
I had something else I was going to say, but I don't remember at the moment.
Okay.
But
you seem very loud.
I think it's just because I'm so close to this.
Okay.
Back up.
Back up. No. I was trying to do the voice of the I'm your Uber driver thing.
I don't know what that meme is referenced to. I
don't know. I only know it from Ladies and Tangent saying it. I haven't looked up the original. But I don't know. It's just funny.
What?
You were like, I had something else.
I don't remember. It was just like chit-chatty stuff.
Yeah.
But I knew I wanted to talk about songs and make my formal apology.
Make your formal apology.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Because I know Sabrina watches, so like, you know, you gotta keep it real.
My bad. Yeah.
So sorry.
Sorry. Yeah. Have you seen the meme? I guess meme, yeah. Meme video going around on TikTok, and it's like where you use the green screen thing to put them in a different thing, and I'm using thing a lot, She was on some show or podcast.
Yeah, with
or
the
something.
date. It was my date with Sabrina Carpenter podcast type thing.
And then they did a video and Sabrina's watching her. And yeah, that's going around everywhere. Yeah. It's like me trying to tell my boyfriend about the reputation theories, and there's like things like that.
Yeah.
It's just like
I want to get her little like photo frame kiss thing, but you have to make a video for it as well.
Yeah.
And I just haven't made the video.
I didn't know if it would affect the Taylor bead challenge to do that one as well.
No, you probably just have to go back in and like switch out your frames. It's based on which ones you want, but then you collect them at least.
Yeah.
I was trying to look into, and I was going to bring it up if I could find anything, but it was hard to find like how to make one of those for like other artists, like, and what kind of campaign that was on TikTok. And it gave me like TikTok campaigns, but not the frame one specifically. I got a lot of like articles of how do you create a custom frame, but it wasn't something. It seemed to me like you had to have a certain number of people like participating in something to like be able to access that level of like interaction. So but I think it's a cool thing that artists are doing to keep people because it's a lot of like simple things like liking a video or reposting something or adding something to your music library, and I think it's really smart. So
I think you can make your own effects and like filter things too though, so that might be a different way to utilize TikTok for promoting stuff.
Maybe but I think to get filters and stuff approved too, I think when I looked at it, you have to have like 1,000 people download it in order for it to be like an official thing, or like use it through your original post or something like that. Again, I don't have all the details, but maybe that's another topic in the future.
I think there was for Red TV, I feel like Taylor had some sort of like fall leaves type filter that she used, so she used that too, and not just like frames.
I think the frames are more of a newer thing. Because I think Billie Eilish also did a campaign like that for her album, and then I don't know who the first one was, so I'll do some more research into that and bring that up in next episodes.
That's another good one to look into.
Hopefully by the time this episode comes out, that was kind of where I was going to go with it, but I had something specific. I'll get to see DJ Pauly D from the Jersey Shore live in Nashville. Okay. I know. I asked Katie to go, but I'm so excited.
I have to play at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning, and I played at 10:30 a.m. this morning, and I was like, that's a long day. That's not happening.
Yeah. That's fair. I want to go live and be my old Jersey-esque self, you know?
Sure.
I'm trying to make this episode a little bit happier since last week. I know we got a little sad. So I don't want, and I know we bring up a lot of heavy stuff on this podcast. So I try to not make it like the most down and depressing podcast in the world, you know?
Yeah.
Because music is fun.
Yeah.
And there's lots to learn.
It's not fun, I guess, but it's just more informational.
Informational
type stuff. So if you didn't read the title of the episode, I guess you don't know yet, but we're talking about AI today.
Ooh.
So
I honestly didn't know what we were talking about today, because we have floated so many ideas in the last couple of weeks of things that we were supposed to be doing, and then I came in with different ideas, and then I forgot what Katie was doing.
Well, this is what I was gonna do last time, and then we're like, oh, this is a two-parter, and we never got around to recording the third one, which would have been this one. So now we're doing it today. But I feel like it's good to talk about because AI is just kind of like not taken over, I guess. Not yet. Hopefully it won't.
Taken over a lot faster than I thought people were going to attach onto it.
But it's just very prominent, not only in music, but just in life right now. Like you see it on TikTok and stuff all the time too. Like visually and not just sonically. So figured we can do an episode on that, but specify more on the music part of it, obviously, since this is a music podcast.
Is this going to be like the legal like bills that have tried to like go into action to or like protection against?
Here's an outline.
Yeah.
Okay. I found because we were gonna do this a long time ago, I think, and I made a document but hadn't done research other than like putting one article link on there. So I still did that one. So that's like, when is this? I thought it had a date on it. Well, that's rude. It was sometime last year. This like blog post on the Rolling Stone was talking about like unveiling the impacts and disruption of AI on music industry stakeholders, and it's just kind of like the different areas of the industry that AI has kind of started to get into. So I figured we'd talk about that first, and then eventually towards the end I have more of the legal, like some of the court cases that are happening and some bills and stuff that are happening related to it. So that's kind of a little outline so you know what we're doing. So with the Rolling Stone one, I didn't know how to like cut down, so I am going to be reading most of the blog posts.
Oh, okay.
But the like intro part was talking about like AI is revolutionizing the music industry. So what does that mean for artists, labels, even audiences? How will creating music using AI affect your brand? And it says that the article delves into how AI is poised to revolution.
Hold on. Start that line over because I didn't mean to yawn and that looks so rude. I'm sorry.
And it says that the article delves into how AI is poised to revolutionize musical creation from composition tools that produce tracks autonomously.
Autonomously, yes.
I wanted to say autonomous.
Autonomously.
Autonomously. That's not right. To automation of promotional material, transforming not only how we make music, but also who benefits most from growing reliance on technology. So, the first area, I think, is probably the most, like, well-known. I think probably the most well-known area of music that AI is in is the music generators and, like, their role in the musical composition. And so, these tools are like using machine learning algorithms to analyze existing music and create new compositions based on that analysis, which we will get back to when we get to the like legal stuff, because that is problematic.
Yeah.
For like copyright reasons. But we'll get to that. But this means artists can create entire tracks using AI generated music. While this technology may seem like a time-saving boon for musicians and composers, it has also raised some ethical concerns. For instance, some people argue AI-generated music is less creative and less genuine than music composed by human artists. Others worry AI-generated music could displace human composers and musicians, putting us out of work. Because, like, we've seen them on TikTok of, like, they're, like, usually funny songs, but you could probably make legit songs with it, too. But there's this one account that does country songs, and it's like, I had AI write a country song about Dr. Pepper. So it does sound very like stereotypical bro country though. So I don't know how much it would get into like sounding creative.
I think it's very obviously the more that AI is given, the more that it's gonna start to understand more. So yeah. I mean, in a couple of years, maybe not. I think we're obviously really safe right now because it's going to sound like AI made it. Mm-hmm. Like, everyone's always like, oh, okay, an AI made that song. It's very kind of obvious. I think later down the line, now it's a good time to be proactive. And the music industry is always kind of lacking in the sense of, oh, shit happened, and now we have to go back and fix it. Yeah, they're more
reactive than proactive with a lot of stuff.
So this is a good time for them to be proactive on this front. Instead of reactive. But I think it can be used, and I think a lot of the legal stuff starts to come in now with like it being used as inspiration, if anything, instead of actual content for the artist instead. And I mean, I think even before AI was like AI, it was kind of used in like production. Like production costs became so much that like people stopped tracking with full band and started using software stuff. But there's still a lot that like AI is not going to know how to like take the sample, stretch it out, make it exactly, add in, like it's not going to be as, I don't think AI can ever hopefully get to the point that the human mind thinks of when they think of music and bending things and changing things.
I think have the emotion in it either.
Yes, I think because there's the emotion behind it and just the fact that there is something to the human mind and experience of always transforming a sound and lyrics and changing things and seeing things for the double meanings or that stuff. I don't think AI can ever hopefully get clever enough to be in that range. So I think that's where it's one of those things that AI and machines can do a lot, but it's never gonna outrun the human experience, which is what music is for. It's for the human experience. So you can't have a robot completely take that place.
Yeah. The next thing was about the how it can be used to enhance the human creativity. So AI generated music has been used as a launching point for compositions by humans, allowing us to combine AI's capabilities with our own creative ideas and inspiration. So you can use those music generators to kind of like help visualize how different sounds work together, and it provides a powerful tool for composition. So basically, like you could like riff off of what the AI is doing and create something that is your own and not have to rely on AI for like the entire thing. Yeah. It can just be used to like get more ideas.
Well, and hopefully, if anything, this all takes, because genres have been like trying just to split themselves into two every day, all the time, which is just more like giving people a headache than everything, because all of our ideas are so like repetitive at this point, because for hundreds of years we've been talking about similar things in just different and new ways. So maybe if anything, this will give us a chance to actually create something completely new, if anything, and that could be really cool. So
yeah. There's a quote. So they talked to electronic punk band Yacht member Claire L. Evans. Do you know the punk band?
I do not know the band Yacht.
I don't either. But artists often go into the studio with the idea that, quote, you sit down to write a song and you're like, I want a fall bass line and a B-52's melody, and I want it to sound like it came from London in 1977. But by the end, even if you take inspiration from the B-52s, your final product may not bear the signs of those influences, end quote. So it's kind of like they can use the technology to get it more towards that inspiration, as opposed to like it ends up being something completely different from the idea that you were like trying to achieve.
Yeah. This is what I was going to talk about at the beginning, was that me, you, and Christian and Sammy wrote the like ultimate pop girly song the other day, and I am obsessed with this song. Like I am definitely releasing it sometime soon. Spoiler, like it is the song that I am so proud of.
I feel like it's gonna be I feel like you should do it next fall.
Yeah,
because of how much you want to give away, but the title feels
that would be cool. So. Yeah. Oh my god, that'd be yes. Okay, promotion already done. Smack dab. Period. Done. Okay, you guys just watched magic happen live. But what I was gonna say was, when I was explaining to Christian some of the influences I had, and I was like, it's definitely like this Sabrina Carpenter song mixed with like this Tate McRae song mixed with this Ariana Grande song, and like it was totally different what he interpreted that as and created, but it was something so cool. So yes, I am like all for, okay, AI is going to help me exactly how I want it to sound to get a point across, but sometimes
you it's okay to have
a completely different song that wasn't exactly what you wanted, but it's even 10 times better than what you thought it was going to be. And that's where AI is not going to have that like fun and creativity of like two minds meeting.
Right. So. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you for reminding me, baby.
There we go.
That was it.
The next section is talking about AI and music promotion and marketing, which, I mean, I see the visual things on again, TikTok of like the different like the brats thing that's happening of like it turns you into a brat, things like that. But I guess I just never thought of it from anything other than composition in music, so I found it interesting that they like talked about promotion and marketing too. So music industry promotion is another area in which artificial intelligence in music can streamline processes. AI-powered tools can automate and optimize promotional campaigns, allowing artists to reach more potential fans more efficiently. AI-driven algorithms can analyze data to identify target audiences, create tailored content and messaging, and schedule postings for optimal reach. AI-driven music promotion can save you time and resources so you can focus more on your creative work. So I guess I don't know if Meta Business Suite is considered AI necessarily, but I guess it's stuff like that.
Or like the new Gemini thing that Google's trying out. I think that's AI generated.
Well, I know there's AI with Meta too, of like when you go to search on Facebook or Instagram, that's like the top thing.
It is. So I think it is.
But I think of like when I go to post our post for the podcast, like for Tuesday Newsday, I don't have like a set time that I do it, but for the Instagram, it will show you most active times of your followers.
I loved that new feature.
I don't know if that's like an AI thing or that's just like the analytics, or maybe a little bit of both.
It's probably both,
So I guess that's nice of like helping, like it says, like make it so that way you can focus more on the creativity of things and not on the like scheduling and all the like technical things that you're doing to try and optimize your promotion.
Well, and stuff. I use it even at work with marketing. Like I'll type in what I want it to say, and then I'll sometimes run it through AI just to give it a little bit something different that maybe I haven't thought of, or just like it's the same kind of caption and then this like differentiates it a little bit. So like that is kind of cool. Usage wise.
It also says that AI-based tools can analyze social media data to identify fans and potential fans, target ads and promotions more effectively, and generate marketing content. And this type of technology can be incredibly useful for artists and record labels, as it makes it possible to reach more people and connect with their audience more effectively. AI-generated content raises concerns about privacy and data protection. It also raises possibility of manipulating listeners. So I guess there's always pros and cons of
I've never thought of manipulating listeners like that though.
I guess just like, I don't know if people think it's like genuine human content, but it's AI created, which is why they are starting to have like the things when you post stuff of like you can mark if it was created with AI to kind of help people be more aware of what they're consuming, of if it's real or not.
Right.
Because I know on our YouTube it asks if there's AI generated stuff, and then it does it on Instagram too now.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Like when you go through all your checks of like audience and everything like that.
Yeah. I think this is a new section, but it's not bolded, so I got confused.
Oh, I was like, you made a face.
Emerging AI music projects and their potential implications. Oh, so this is getting more into like the potential negatives, I guess. As AI continues to develop, we are likely to see new and exciting projects emerging in the music industry. AI technology can be used to create new music genres. It can also be used to analyze and remix existing tracks in creative ways. While these developments are exciting, they also raise important questions about the role of AI in music creation and production. For instance, how can we ensure AI-generated music is ethical and respectful of human creativity? How can we prevent AI-generated music from displacing human artists and musicians? Ultimately, AI technology is likely to become increasingly important in the industry. We must ensure that when we create music, I was going to say magic. Sure.
When we create music magic.
Using AI, we do so ethically, respecting human creativity. Also, AI-generated music must not replace or displace traditional forms of music creation. AI presents new opportunities. However, we must be aware of potential risks it carries. I like that it talks about that too, which we kind of already covered, that there's always going to be a place for humans over AI, but...
Well, because I was even thinking, if AI, let's say, because I'm sure this will happen, no doubt, that there will be a AI, because I think there's already been stuff like that, an AI just artist, like, period. Like, they just are an AI artist, and, like, they create this whole persona. First of all, somebody still has to put all that data into it, so there will still be somebody behind the scenes doing all this stuff. But, like, even if you found a way, because I know before COVID, they were trying to do a Whitney Houston tour and have her be like a hologram and like have her sing.
I think they were doing that with Michael Jackson too, or they had it on an award show.
Because I did like some of the marketing in one of my internships for one of those tours or something like that, right? So I know that this was a thing. And now with AI becoming more of a thing, and I know that on TikTok, there was one time like somebody thought that it was a robot or an AI artist of some sort as like a TikTok creator. You can do all of that stuff, and I'm sure that there's going to be some kind of market for all of that stuff eventually. But again, making sure that like appropriate measures are taken, that you can't take something too far and make it sound exactly like somebody else, all this stuff. But when it comes down to it, when you get into like an actual concert venue setting, because I know they've tried to do other like have it be a Minecraft kind of thing, because they've done Minecraft concerts. Like, I did a whole report on it. I'll bring it up at some other point when we do a Fun News Day episode again. I'll talk about it. They've done stuff like that. I'm sure there's room for all of that, but when it comes down to it, somebody standing on a stage and actually putting on a show is going to beat out like some kind of like hologram type person that can't really move around or can't interact with the fans. Like, a lot of those moments, that what we were calling like the viral moments, and why people are becoming more interested in that kind of stuff, is because the unpredictability of like a human having a connection with another human in an audience is not going to be replaced. So
okay, so that was it for that article. And then I wanted to say like a helpful like positive thing about AI though, of like actually using it in a way that's like consensual, of using someone's voice and stuff, is Randy Travis did an AI used an AI software to have his first single come out since his stroke and everything that happened. So I found this article. I don't have all of it, but I did like bits of it. So, with help from AI, Randy Travis has his voice back. In July 2013, Travis was hospitalized with virocardiomyopathy, a virus that attacks the heart, and later suffered a stroke. The Country Music Hall of Famer had to relearn how to walk, spell, and read in the years that followed. A condition called aphasia limits his ability to speak. And that's why his wife, Mary, is always like around assisting him in interviews, and on when he has been on stage and stuff, she's always around to help out. It's also why he hasn't released music in over a decade until now. Where that came from, and it says which released Friday. I don't know when this was, honestly, but it was like sometime this year. Is a rich acoustic ballad amplified by Travis's immediately recognizable a soulful vocal tone. Chris Lacey, Warner Music Nashville co-president, approached Randy and Mary Travis and asked, what if we could take Randy's voice and recreate it using AI? Mary Travis told the Associated Press over Zoom last week, Randy smiling in agreement right next to her. Well, we were all over that, so we were so excited. And then I'm going to put the links to all these articles in our description. So if you want to read more about like the details about how they did the AI, go to that, because it does get very detailed and like nerdy technology stuff. So I figured we can skip that part for now, but if you want to read it, go ahead. But they also hope that this song will work to educate people on the good that AI can do, not the fraudulent activities that so frequently make headlines. We're hoping that maybe we can set a standard, Mary Travis says, where credit is given where credit is due, and artists have control over their voice and work. So that's just like a positive way that it was done.
At the end there.
Because I mean, I've seen videos of him like smiling and just so happy that he's able to like have a song out again. So I love that. But
the problem just becomes that not everyone's gonna have that kind of intention behind it.
And I think they plan on doing more songs. It's just about finding the right songs for him and stuff too. But the next thing I feel like there was a transition, and now I don't see it, but it's fine. But they reference, oh, that's why. I'm understanding what I typed now. It's fine. I typed this last week. So the article also references this letter that was signed by over 200 artists. And so this letter, artists submitted the letter to AI developers to honor artists' rights. Stevie Wonder, Miranda Lambert, Billie Eilish, Nicki Minaj, Peter Frampton, and over 200 others signed a letter submitted by Artists' Rights Alliance nonprofit calling on AI tech companies, developers, platforms, digital music services, and why does it say platforms again? I don't know. To stop using AI to infringe upon and devalue the rights of human artists. The letter, while acknowledging the creative possibilities of new AI technology, addresses some of its threats to human artistry. Those include using pre-existing work to train AI models without permission in an attempt to replace artists and therefore substantially dilute the royalty pools that are paid out to artists. The letter reads, "This assault on human creativity must be stopped. We must protect against the predatory use of AI to steal professional artists' voices and likenesses, violate creators' rights, and destroy the music ecosystem." And I think of like, again, we're just going to keep referencing TikTok, but I think of like all those videos on TikTok where it's like someone else's voice on a different song. Like there's a lot of Taylor Swift singing like Drake and things like that.
Right. Well, I think
that's
the reason that we bring up TikTok is because that's where a lot of that stuff was first starting to be seen in the negative light. And TikTok has always been like subject to a lot of, is it ethical in the first place? So
yeah. So that's kind of where I think of like how they're using it without permissions too, but then it also has like they're using works to train the AI models without permission.
Right. Well, because that's the only way that it gets to be familiar with it is what's already in.
Right. Which I have one more thing, and then we actually have stuff about that. But the next thing I had was that Tennessee becomes the first state to protect artists against AI. So,
good job, Tennessee. You did good for once.
In March of this year, Tennessee became first U.S. state to sign off on legislation to protect musicians from unauthorized artificial intelligence impersonation. Tennessee is the musical capital of the world, and we're leading the nation with historic protections for Tennessee artists and songwriters against emerging AI technology. Governor Bill Lee announced on social media. The Ensuring Likeness, Voice, and Image Security Act, or Elvis Act, is an updated version of the state's old right of publicity law. While the old law protects an artist's name, photograph, or likeness, the new legislation includes AI-specific protections. And this went into effect July 1st and prohibits people from using AI to mimic an artist's voice without permission. So technically, those TikToks would fall under being illegal under this law then, because they're mimicking an artist's voice.
I'm sure they probably just like sent something to them and was like, hey, you got to shut it down or like delete it before it took legal action because it was created beforehand or something. But
that would just be an example of using it to mimic an artist's voice without permission. But yeah, that's interesting of like, but makes sense that it's just like adding on to the right of publicity law, because we can get into that sometime too, maybe, but how you have a right to your likeness and you can't just have like, or people can't just like take pictures of you and, you know, like try and promote their product without your permission, for example.
Well, that's why when I see so many of these like TikTok shops or something like that where they create all this Taylor Swift merch with her face on it, I'm like, how are you getting away with all of this stuff? And that's the whole reason that like when you see people outside of venues like selling t-shirts with people's faces on it for the concert that they're going to and stuff, why that's a big thing and why artists have to shut down people that do stuff like that all the time. It's because, again, going back to copyright, if you don't protect it, you could lose it. So if they don't, it's a whole legal thing. It's not just people being an asshole, which go back to last week.
So then the last little bits are related, but it's the legal stuff. And I think sometime back in June, we did a Tuesday Newsday post about this first part about major record companies suing Suno and Udio, I'm assuming is how they're said, for mass infringement of copyright. And so the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA, is coordinating lawsuits on behalf of major recording companies against two AI companies, Suno and Udio. Sony, Universal, that is UMG is Universal. It's fine. And Warner are among the plaintiffs in two new federal copyright infringement lawsuits filed on June 24th over what the RIAA.
You were saying it right.
I know, but I feel like I stuttered.
Yeah, I know.
Calls mass infringement of copyrighted sound recordings copied and exploited without permission by two multi-million-dollar music generation services. AI companies, like all other enterprises, must abide by the laws that protect human creativity and ingenuity, the complaints against Suno and Udio state. There is nothing that exempts AI technology from copyright law or that excuses AI companies from playing by the rules. So that's what the complaint was talking about. And then this is just like an update on it from August 1st. And so responses filed in U.S. federal courts on August 1st, the two AI companies have pretty much admitted that they used copyrighted recordings from the recorded companies that sued them. Suno, for example, explained that its training data includes essentially all music files of reasonable quality that are accessible on the open internet, abiding by paywalls, password protections, and the like, combined with similarly available text descriptions. Both Suno and Udio argued, however, that their use of copyrighted materials owned by Sony, Universal, and Warner fall under the fair use exemption to U.S. copyright law. RIAA was swift in its counter-response, describing the company's admission regarding using copyrighted music to train their AI as a major concession in the high-stakes legal proceedings. After months of evading and misleading, defendants have finally admitted their massive unlicensed copying of artists' recordings. It's a major concession of facts that spent months trying to hide and acknowledged only when forced by a lawsuit, said an RIAA spokesperson. The two A's are every time I'm like, did I say that right? Their industrial scale infringement does not qualify as fair use. There's nothing fair about stealing an artist's life's work, extracting its core value, and repackaging it to compete directly with the originals. And so there's like a lots of back and forth in the article with like more details about like what each side is saying, but it's an ongoing case. So we'll probably get more updates as it goes, but
right.
Yeah.
I wonder if they would have downloaded it, like if you take something off of like Apple Music and like buy it.
Yeah.
If they could then just put it on to their software.
No, because you paid for a copy, but you still don't have the right to like
do whatever you wanted
do
with
what
it.
you want with it. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. That's what I was thinking that whole time. I was like, what if they did it that way? And I was like, what are the rules around? But I guess that's like...
That's part of that one part of copyright law that I can't think of.
I know. I was like trying to think of what the laws were there. But I was like, I guess that would make sense. Like when you just play music out in public, even if you did just buy it, you still have to pay like the royalty to play it.
Right.
So...
Yeah. I don't think I could find it fast enough. It's like there's like the part about making like changing it or whatever, like making not parody because parody's fair use, but like something like that where you're like changing it. But I don't think that is right.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
If
it's
I had like
legal is what's fair.
But okay. Yeah. It's been a while since I've been in copyright class, but I know we went through like every single little part of it, obviously. So, but yeah, that's all I had for AI stuff. I just kind of wanted a basis of like kind of where it is within the industry and then some positives, but then also like what is happening legally with some of this stuff of like trying to protect the rights of artists.
That's fair. I feel like it's been kind of out of my news radar lately, but I know I keep seeing like the labels are really fighting and putting new laws into place all the time, and just like trying to advocate for a lot of different things on that. So
yeah, I think the article, they're just afraid of having competition or something, and I'm like, yeah, but you still probably shouldn't. Like, I liked the part that was like saying you can't just like take it and then like repackage it and then put it out to compete,
right. Well, and that like it's the same thing as, well, then what's stopping another artist from making a song that sounds similar to another artist's song? It does tie in. We already have rules against that, so why would a robot doing that be any different, even though it's not a human form? Like, it still kind of qualifies that same similarity, because it's still somebody else taking somebody else's work and making it slightly different, but you know whose work it is. So why would that be any different?
That's why you have to like give credit and have to like pay royalties to the original like writers and stuff if you're gonna do like Shabuzi, a bar song, Tipsy, that's literally just like they changed up the lyrics a little bit and made a country version of what's his name?
Tipsy.
It's Tipsy, but what's the artist?
I don't know. I was listening to it last night. You'd think I would know.
Jay Quan, is that right? No.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it right. Okay, sorry.
Tipsy, Club Mix.
Everybody in this bitch getting tipsy.
Okay. But yeah, because he's credited as a songwriter because it was his first. But if you're not giving credit and all that stuff like the AI is doing, then obviously that's not okay. So, yeah.
Fair.
But yeah, that's all I had for AI stuff. So, you have anything else before we close out?
No.
Okay.
Very informational. So thank you, Katie, for doing the
informational this week. If you have any like thoughts about this, or like, I don't know, personal experience with AI, or just like any music experiences in general that you'd like to share, you can send them to the Music Lens Podcast at gmail.com. You can follow us on social media at the Music Lens Podcast.
That was me typing, and
okay. Yeah. Sure. Okay. You can find Alex at Alex Allegra Music on all the things. You can find me at KDV Music on all the things. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.